1, 2, 3, clap. Hi, and welcome to Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast. Over there in Scotland, laughing about Lionel Richie for no good reason, that's Brogan Hastings.
And that's Wayne calling back to a reference that nobody knows but us. Wayne Giovinazzi.
Well, look, if you're going to laugh at Lionel Richie, you should share with the world, that's right, the entire world who is listening, why you're laughing about Lionel Richie.
I wasn't laughing at Lionel Richie. I would like to make that very,
You
very
were
clear.
laughing with Lionel Richie, is that it?
I heard the name Lionel Richie and I remembered something from my ute and decided to...
Hang on, from your ute, your pickup truck, your work truck?
My youth, my childhood. Childhood seems wrong. It was like high school days. But god damn it, it's going to annoy me. It was a film that had. Do you remember Daddy Daycare? The Eddie Murphy film.
Yes, it had Eddie Murphy, and it also had guy whose name I can't remember, who I saw doing stand-up one time. You'd think I would recall. Oh well.
The guy I'm thinking of is called Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn. Steve Zahn's awesome.
Yeah, so it's got him in it.
Yeah.
And it was this sort of, it was a film about making a documentary, and it's going to annoy me until I find it. But it was something along the lines of like dangerous creatures or
Not to be confused
something,
with
and-
fierce creatures, which we've talked about before.
Yes.
Yes.
I,
You had to think about that one.
I did. I was like going through my mind. I was like, which one was that? Which one was that? Because it's been so long since I've seen it.
Well, while you're looking up that, I'm going to talk about one of my
Strange Wilderness.
Okay, Strange
Wilderness.
I haven't seen it.
Found it. You haven't?
Don't think so, no.
Oh, so it was basically, like I say, a film about making a film, but they were just so bad. Tells about the story of crew members of the titular nature show heading to Ecuador to investigate a Bigfoot sighting in order to
Ooh.
keep the show from being cancelled.
Interesting. That's funny
It's
because
fucking stupid, and I love it.
I was just watching Unsolved Mysteries, and it was about a Bigfoot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I didn't really watch that one. The Unsolved Mystery I did watch was set in Las Vegas, right?
Oh.
And this is one of the times when Vegas appears, and it didn't make me sad that I wasn't there, because it was about murder. I mean, alleged. It's an unsolved mystery. He could have done so much fucking blow that it killed him. I mean, that's the going story anyway. But
regular murder or supernatural murder?
Regular murder. No. They spice it up a bit with unsolved mysteries. Every now and then it's like your regular plain run-of-the-mill murder. Other times it's an El Chupacabra ripped off someone's face while sucking their goats.
Fair enough.
But yeah, this was regular. I mean, as regular as it can get in Las Vegas.
Regular by Las Vegas standards. Why did I
yeah.
say Las Vegas? I meant Las Vegas.
Las, LAS, not double S, not War Las Vegas. But as we're watching it, I'm thinking, oh, what year is this? Oh, 2006. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't think anyone was in Las Vegas. Now I'm doing it. No, I don't think anyone was in Vegas, like our Ice Cream Boys or anything like that during those times. Penn and Teller, I think, were in 2006. I could be wrong.
P&T were, Copperfield was,
Oh,
Piff wasn't.
No, Piff wasn't.
Jade wasn't. RJ probably was.
Oh, yeah, probably.
RJ would have been. So would Jimmy.
But then I'm watching it and I'm thinking, oh my God, if I was watching Unsolved Mysteries back in the day, compared to what this is today, to when this is set, it would be like watching an Unsolved Mysteries where it's based in the 80s. Right? Ooh, that just hurts a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
What wasn't good.
No.
But yeah, no one knows who killed Buffalo Jim. It's assumed that it was the strip club owner who had the strip club next to Buffalo Jim's car and auto marine shop. But who really knows? I mean, this guy, he had ties to the mafia, allegedly. But no, Buffalo Jim, good guy, standing upright citizen, gone.
But was he?
Oh yeah, he's dead. Oh, was he good? Yeah, all accounts, yeah.
was a good upbringing. Oh yeah, no, he's dead. So
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course
he's
he was a
dead.
good upbringing.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was fine. The only reason I watched it is because Kez made me watch it because it was based in Vegas. So we watched that. We were talking about Steve Zahn, and I wanted to bring up my favorite Steve Zahn movie, and that is in Australia, it's known as Evil Woman. In America, it's known as Saving Silverman, and it might be Saving Silverman in other countries too, but in Australia, it's Evil Woman. And
I think I know it by Saving Silverman. I feel like I know that.
yeah, so I know that it's who's the other guy? Frick, what's his name? American Pie, Jason Biggs. So it's Jason Biggs, Steve Zahn, and Jablinski, Jack Black. That's probably the only reason why I watched it in the first place, because Jay Wills was in it. But it's about the three of them. They're in a band together, and it's a Neil Diamond cover band. And Silverman, Jason Biggs is Silverman. He's getting married to a woman who hates this cover band and hates his bandmates. Hence, she is the Evil Woman. Why it's called Evil Woman in Australia. But my favorite part, no spoilers, even though it's the best part of the movie. Yeah, it is a spoiler, I should say. Is I think they are enlisting the help of Neil Diamond himself to try and rescue Silverman from getting married to this evil woman who they hate as equally. And they end up having to kidnap him. And when he's in the back of the van, they rip off the hood off of Neil Diamond's head. Neil Diamond looks at Jack Black and goes, "It's you. You're the one who's been stalking me, sending those pictures." And then, like, of course, Jay was just like, "This is a misunderstanding." But yes, I assume. Oh no, he didn't say the pictures. I think he said the naked pictures. So quoting
the
movies
pictures
is not
somehow
my strong
worse.
suit. Yes, but yeah, that's my favorite Steve Zahn movie. I haven't watched the White Lotus though, which is meant to be a good show with Zahn. But
I didn't know he was in that. I've seen it advertised.
yeah,
but...
he's the main guy, I guess. I don't know. I think it might be a bit of an ensemble show, but we watched the first episode and I wasn't really struck by it. Yeah, we're shrugging shoulders.
We don't have much to say about it because we've not really watched
Exactly. Actually, I'm going to give my review based on that one episode, and I already did, didn't I? I said it didn't really grab me.
Wayne's review, meh.
Meh. I can only review one episode, and
Frog shoulders emoji.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've got a new review scale. It can be inside outy octopus. It can either be frowny or happy. So I give it a frowny inside outy octopus.
Oh, that's a very black and white scale because you could really only have smiley or frowny. What about anything that's like in between?
I mean,
Do you just have like flat octopus?
You could have like that, like where he's sort of in.
How do you describe that?
Yeah, that's why I said like that.
It.
I guess we'll have to put a picture of him halfway through. Either way, there we go. Back on his little microphone stand. Let's see. Steve Zahn. I don't know why, but oh yes, he was in a show with Billy Zane. I don't remember what it's called, but I don't think it ever got resolved, and I don't know if it ever came back. The end. I give it happy octopus. That's how that scale works. Of course, the scale only works when reviewing anything with Steve Zahn in it.
Right, okay. Because I like those very specific units of measurement.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
So if it's something that doesn't have Steve Zahn, the scale cannot be applied. Which is odd, because octopuses, octopi, octopodes don't even have scales.
No, they don't. But then neither does Pendulite, and I used 5 Pendulites, 4 thumbs up Pendulites to review Bob Dylan.
That is true.
Hey, buddy, nice podcast.
Anytime it's going to get dropped. But speaking,
it makes my heart so happy.
Speaking of pen, oh shit, I didn't hit start on my timer, so I'll do that now. We'll just pretend we know how long we've been going for. Speaking of Penn Jillette, you've
Mhm.
gotten a new purchase arrived. Okay, did it only just arrive?
A couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
All right.
but basically Penn collaborated with Exploding Kittens and released a new game called You
Those-
Lying Sack.
Those poor kittens. For those who don't know, Exploding Kittens is a card game.
Mhm. It's one of the ones
by-
for UK listeners that you find in like Watersons and stuff like that, especially around Christmas time.
Yeah, I mean now you can find it everywhere. Even like our crappy department stores, all the letters, the Kmart's, the Big W's, they've all got them. So that's cool.
All the letters.
All the letters, yeah. But if it's by the creators of Exploding Kittens, which it isn't, it's by the company that brought you Exploding Kittens, because Exploding Kittens was by Matthew Inman of the Oatmeal, and why can't I remember his name? I still get Kickstarter emails from him. I'm gonna look it up. Elon Lee. So
I do recognise that name.
yeah, because he has read out in end of Penn Sunday School from time to time.
Yeah,
being
I
a
was trying to
patron.
because you'd originally said Eli, which I mean,
Eli, yeah,
of course,
that is
yeah.
not correct.
I was trying to going through all the Patreon names in my head that I could remember, and I'm like, I don't recognise that.
That's why Penn constantly has mentioned Exploding Kittens. That's why they played Poetry for Neanderthals and things like that. That makes sense now. So anyway,
There we
this
go.
game. Tell us about this game that you're yet to open.
Well, exactly. I got this because we'll probably have Christmas at home again, and which we've done for the last 2 years. It's really good. There's just me, Mum, Dad, and Mitchell, and we usually end up playing. We usually don't know what to do after Christmas dinner, but so I thought this might be a good idea for to try out, and it's got the name of Penn and Teller on it, so of course I'm going to get it.
Yeah. But did Teller actually have anything to do with it, or it just says Penn of Penn and Teller?
It does say from Penn Jillette of Penn and Teller.
Yeah.
It doesn't have.
That doesn't matter.
But Teller's name is there.
Oh yeah, it's got the logo. It looks like my keychain.
I love Penn. Maybe not as much as I love Teller, but I love Penn. So.
But it looks like an interesting game. So you can't review it yet, obviously.
Yeah,
and you
I
can't
think
use
the
the
most
octopus
interesting
skull.
thing about this. I think the most interesting thing about this is it's a well-known fact. I cannot lie for shit. Absolutely horrendous liar. So I'm interested to see.
I want to put this to the test. Let's do 2 truths and a lie.
Okay, I'm trying to think of things that you don't know.
That's okay. We'll come back to it. You just have that processing in your head and see if you can
Okay.
get something. And then we'll see how we go. We'll do it just before. Let's see. This episode will be. Yeah, we'll do it just before the accent challenge because that should be this episode.
Cool. Okay. So now you've got me, you've got me distracted for the rest of the episode. But yeah, so I think this should be quite interesting to see if I can actually lie.
And what is it called?
It's called You Lying Sack.
How dare
And you reach into the lying sack, which is a line on the back of the box, which does make me laugh.
Yeah. It's a game about bluffing and stuff from what I could briefly read as you held it up to the camera earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So you play board games then, or party games. What about like Jackbox? Have you got any Jackbox games that you and the fam could play after devouring Christmas dinner, lunch, whatever it is?
I have. If the problem is that would take time to set up.
Okay.
The closest we've got to that would be we have me and Mitchell have a game on our phones that's like, God, what's it? It's one of those Who Am I? No, it's not even one of those.
Is it like
So you pick your
headbands or
A little bit.
charades? Okay.
It's a little bit like both those combined. So you hold your phone up to you pick a category. So say for example, my go-to is usually movies.
Okay.
So you hold your phone up to your head, it starts and it shows the name of the movie. Everybody else has to describe it to you, and as soon as you get it, you tip the phone down and that switches,
Loads the
flicks
next
to
one.
the next one.
Yeah.
And it's however many you can get. I'm really fucking good at that game.
Yeah.
Like really, really good. But Mum and Dad aren't as good.
So you reckon they
And
wouldn't be able to handle Jackbox? Is that what it is?
I'm not sure. I think Mum could. I'm not sure if Dad could.
Papa wouldn't either understand using the phone as a controller, or he wouldn't quite get the humor, or both.
Father has trouble making Sonic move in the Sega Mega Drive game.
Oh yes, but this is most
Famously.
of Jackbox is typing, right? Typing, drawing, hitting a simple button. Okay, so Brogan was miming something because apparently her father is a mute.
One finger typer.
Yeah. So what you could have done, instead of miming it, you could have done it like one of these games. You could be like, okay, I'm now embodying the soul of my father. I am typing with one finger at a time. My answer to this lie. That's what you could have done. And now more miming. This is great.
This is for your benefit, so you cut it.
Okay. So apparently not only a mute, also blind is Brogan's father.
Oh, my poor papa. My poor dad.
See, that's all we do is when we get together is Jackbox games nowadays. Mm-hmm. Even though it's been a long time since we played Jackbox. Actually, it might not have even been this year. It might have been last New Year's. Because last time my brothers came over, that's when Kez was doing a world tour of Australia following Louis. My brothers came over and we just played the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game and didn't have time for Jackbox. And there's even a new Jackbox now, so we're well behind needing to do a Jackbox party pack. So your Christmas, how does it usually go? Is it, so you've got the four of yous?
So until the pandemic, it was always a big family thing. We always went out. We used to go to, I think my earliest memories are going to my aunt's house, but we just couldn't fit us all in. And it wasn't fair to her to just keep cooking it every year. So we ended up going out. Then after the pandemic, during the pandemic, after the pandemic, we're just like, we don't really want to go out again.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, we just end up doing our wee Christmas. And I vividly remember the first year we did that, I said to Mum, I was like, this is the best Christmas ever.
Yeah.
Actually. Certainly since I was a young kid and, you know, you had all that magic and stuff.
Is definitely a lot better. It's easier. See, we used to, it was like, I think it would always be at my grandparents' house majority of the times. But one year I remember specifically we went out and it was to the Sizzler is where it was that year. And my dad, I think he'd woken up with like conjunctivitis or something, pink eye basically, isn't it? And on the way there, we had to stop at like a gas station and he had to buy a pair of sunglasses to wear for the entire day. But for some reason, he bought like this pair of, I remember them as like weird hexagon, blue framed ladies style sunglasses.
Fair enough.
I mean, I was young, so my memory might be incorrect, but that is how I remember it. It might not have even been Christmas. It might have been Easter or anything, but it was an event. Yeah. It was a holiday like that. That's the only time I remember going out somewhere for a holiday meal.
Yeah. I know that my mum, self-admitted, my mum has horrible sense of direction. So, but I remember when we were really young, so back in the days before, I mean, when sat-navs were still pretty an early thing and were very unreliable. You mostly had a sat-nav in the car for company. That's what it was.
I just have to say, I hate the name sat-nav.
So do I. It's not a Google Maps.
It's a GPS. Maps. But when it was a GPS device, it was a machine that told you where to go. But yeah, now it's just your phone, your maps. Yeah.
Yeah. So this early days of that, so we didn't really have one. And my dad used to work on Christmas Day. So he didn't used to spend it with us a lot because it was fucking good money to sit and do nothing for an entire day. And we're like,
doesn't love you.
We'll suck it up, thanks.
And he doesn't enjoy your company. Simple as that.
I know. So mum had to drive us to wherever we were going, and I remember having us getting lost, and she got me to phone my dad at work, and he was like, right, okay, where are you? And my mum went, I don't know. There's just trees.
There's no street signs.
We were down a street. It wasn't like we were in a random forest.
This is how Texas Chainsaw Massacre starts, I think. I don't know. We
were in. There was houses, there was shops and stuff.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't the sticks. Yeah, all right.
No, it wasn't the middle of nowhere. my providing memory is just her saying, I don't know, there's just trees.
Yeah. It's very much like my mum. Anytime she was driving us somewhere, we would always end up in this same suburb called Canning Vale in the industrial area. Every time.
Was there something there?
I don't know. I think it must have been like a just a natural calling to that area. Maybe there's a body buried there that she killed one time while sleepwalking.
God.
I don't know.
I mean, on a slightly less pleasant note, I struggle with depression and anxiety and all that, so I get really overwhelmed with like public gatherings and stuff. It's gotten better over the years, but certainly for Christmas, like there was a good maybe 2 or 3 years in a row, I would come back from Christmas dinner and just sit in my room and cry because I just couldn't deal with everything.
Yeah.
So it's nice not to have that pressure.
Yeah. See, that's...
I like seeing my family, don't get me wrong, but I like not crying on Christmas.
See, really, it's basically just me, my brothers, my mum, and Kez, of course, and John's partner as well. That's it. So that is considerably small. Where for a lot of years it was literally just me, John, Ryan, Kez, and mum most of the time as well. So it's not many people at all. But this year I'm having to drive. Not having to. I've offered to do it. I'm driving to Albany to pick up my grandmother to bring her down. So there'll be a few more.
She's
people.
not going to one of the 2 Italian restaurants?
No, not going to any of the Italian restaurants for dinner or the Chinese restaurant because that's gone downhill lately, apparently.
There's a Chinese restaurant? I thought there was only 2 Italian.
No, the Chinese. I've dined at the Chinese restaurant and it was okay. It was passable. It wasn't great. So yeah, I don't know if Wendy listens. Wendy Bird Oz. I believe she's down that way as well. So might because I'll be driving down with my brother, spending the night, and then driving back. So might do a quick wave at Wendy or something.
See the peacocks.
The peacocks?
Was it when? Oh no, that was held in Coughlin's
the
house.
Magpies is Wendy's got magpie friends.
Wendy's got magpie. Yeah, Wendy's got magpie. I just remember. I want to say it was Teller put up a picture of peacocks or something.
That's a possibility.
When they were in Oz.
Look, I think if I put my mind to it, I could probably find a peacock in Albany. It might be at a. That could be a challenge. I'm not going to commit to that.
Change your mind.
Just in case, yeah. I might not be able to do it. Like, I don't think they're just like naturally roaming the plains of Albany. Yeah, I don't know. But if you needed me to find a peacock within the next day, I could do that easily. Just saying.
Good to know.
I've got peacock
Good to
contacts.
So yeah, so you'll wave at Wendy on Christmas.
Yeah, well, the Wednesday before is when we're going to be there. I think Wednesday, and then
the Christmas
back Thursday.
week.
Yeah, the Christmas week. But okay, so the biggest stressor for me isn't people during Christmas because there's not really many people anyway. It's always getting shit for people because it's like all we do now. Like we say, we've got a group chat, and it's like, all right, I need ideas. What the fuck you all want? And that's what we do. So I might say, hey, get me you lying sack. That might work.
I'll have to open it up, and I want to say highly recommend, but I feel that's false advertising considering I've not played it. But Penn's had a hand in it, so I can't see it being bad.
Penn has had a hand in that lying sack.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
No, that sounds gross. Yeah, we don't. I don't know. Probably Mitchell's the hardest to buy for because who knows what to get Mitchell. Although he does give my mum ideas, so I'm easiest. I've certainly been the easiest. I'll be the easiest this year, and I was the easiest last year because I'm like Vegas money. Just give me money for Vegas. That's fine.
That's smart. Yeah.
And that covers my Christmas and my birthday.
Oh, handy. See,
which I'm assuming. Which is so bad. I'm assuming that I'll get before my birthday.
Oh
this
yeah,
year.
You should. Yeah, just say put it in an envelope and say do not open until April 1st. I could say the same. It's like just give me money, but we spend so little amount of money on each other. It's not really about the quality of stuff we get. It's the quantity. because we like to make a spectacle of spending hours of just unwrapping bullshit in front of each other, quite often with things to try and make each other laugh as well. So yeah, it's that's usually what takes up the majority of our time on Christmas.
Yeah, I think because my mum will get us stuff to unwrap because she likes that, which is fair enough. Like, well, yeah, we always get like our gift bag that's got like socks and smelly stuff in it, and random stuff that she just likes to get us. So that's always quite exciting. I do enjoy that.
Yeah.
But
so
we also have 3 family birthdays during December, which is annoying.
Oh, really?
Including my dad's.
Let me guess. Not only would he work on Christmas, he would work on his birthday, just so it's another day he doesn't have to spend with his family.
No, we dragged my dad out almost every year.
Okay.
We used to go to an Indian restaurant for the last maybe about 3 or 4 years in a row.
Did you just say a ninja restaurant?
Indian.
Oh, say Ninja. Ninja would be a better restaurant. Makes me think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first episode, where they go to the Ninja Pizza.
I can't remember the last time I had an Indian. Miss it. I would have to order it because obviously I can't have the meat. I'm like, I just want the sauce and the rice. Give me the korma sauce with the rice.
That's
I'm
a lie.
Fine with that.
That's a lie. You want a Pashwani naan. Is that what it's called?
With a Pashwiri naan.
Pashwini naan.
Peshwiri.
Peshwiri. What? A shiwi is something completely different.
Pesh.
Like Joe Pesci.
Yep. We.
Like taking a leak.
Like the Scottish we.
Okay, yeah, that works. A small
and
Joe Pesci. That's
yeah.
You can't call people that anymore. It's not a politically correct term. You can't just call
Is that
people
not the name of Danny DeVito's wife?
Oh yeah, okay. Yep. Cool. We'll go with that.
There we go.
So
there you go. Joe
Pesci,
small and Danny DeVito's wife.
Yep. Cool. Joe Pesci taking a leak on Danny DeVito's wife. Where do the currents or sultanas fit in on that?
I don't know.
Okay. That's what's in it, right? The currants or sultanas, yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, like coconut sultanas. It is essentially a cake.
Yeah, okay. Which, like anything, if it's something which was originally for one meal and it gets adopted into another meal, that's only a good thing. It's like muffins for breakfast is just eating cake.
Yeah.
A smoothie for breakfast is basically a thick shake, if you're doing it right. Yeah.
Pancakes for breakfast. Oh.
Yeah. Pancakes.
We're getting pancakes when we go back to Vegas.
Pancakes for breakfast is kind of normal. I feel like that is a breakfast food.
That is normal. Yeah.
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 I give a thumbs down to that example. Look, if that example had Steve Zahn in it, you would get a frowny octopus.
I was just so excited about breakfast foods and pancakes.
Yeah, so
and then
that's
thinking
my
about the
fault.
pancakes we had in Vegas.
I wasn't a fan, to be honest. They weren't. I mean, we did let them we carted them around a bit too long, but that's because they didn't have anywhere to dine in at the time because we weren't smart enough to think, hey, you might need a reservation.
Yeah, so because because the first time I had them was my first day in Vegas. That's when I was texting you.
Yeah.
Come and see Penn and Teller with me.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep. The day after the incident.
The day after the naming incident of this podcast.
Our namesake.
Yes. So that would have been the Thursday then, I guess. I don't know. Why am I pretending I remember what the day of the week it was?
It was the Saturday.
Okay, cool.
Because I remember because I flew out on the Friday because specifically because I had to move my flights a day back. So I would definitely get to see Penn and Teller.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So you've caught up on a television show, which I've forgotten every second of, except for my favorite episode, which you said is a pretty meh episode.
It's definitely a meh episode. I have just finished watching all of Ted Lasso, which I've been meaning to do for a while, but oh my God. He's just the absolute sweetest human being ever. So wholesome and nice, and I love him. I need a Ted Lasso in my life.
Okay. We are aware this is just a fictional character, yes?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. But when I need to be nice, that's what I'm going to channel my inner Ted Lasso.
Mm-hmm. All right. Because I think I've already got the Coach Beard more or less down. So.
Yeah, you are quite Coach
Yeah.
Beard like.
Oh.
But I was thinking, I don't know if this is just me, but I do think, because Ted Lasso's from Kansas, but I don't know if it's just my inability to tell apart American accents perfectly, but he does sound a little bit like Chris.
Does he? Maybe a little.
I was sitting there and some of the words he was saying, I was like, that sounds like Chris. That sounds like something Chris would say.
You just get you just hear a southern drawl and that's it. Yeah, they're all the same.
I think it's like sometimes Scottish and Irish people can say things, and you're like, I don't know if you're Scottish or Irish. Say something else.
It's like Dara O'Brien. I know that he's Irish, right?
Mm.
But in my head, when I hear him speak, sometimes I'm thinking straight away Scottish, even though I know he's Irish.
Yeah, a little bit like that.
Yeah.
So that made me laugh. But yeah, I really love that show. I remember to hit the cough button.
Yeah, it looked
just
like
in time.
It looked like you muted it just so you could do karaoke by yourself.
Yeah. But no, I can't wait for the next series. There's a possibility it might be the last series, but
oh yeah, it is. I've heard. Oh wow, you're just chugging that straight out the bottle. That cough syrup. Man,
I literally do. I have to be careful because I do chug Carbonia.
Man, you're into that purple drink.
It's good.
Yeah,
it is good.
What's his name? Shit. The guy. No, he was the towel boy at first.
Oh, Nate.
Yeah, I like him.
Nate.
No, not the character. I'm talking about the actor now.
Oh, Nick Mohammed.
Yes, Nick Mohammed, because he shows up in like things all the time, like as Dictionary Corner in 8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown and stuff like that. So.
Oh, I've not seen him in that. I'll
you?
have to keep an eye out.
He does. He's
probably now that I've finished the series and I go back and say, oh, right, there you are.
But he's on it, but as a character. That's the thing. Mr. I can't remember. I always think Mr. Jolly, but then that makes me think of that series done by Reece Shearsmith and the other guy with Mr. Jolly and Mr. Jelly.
You know about Psychoville?
Of course I know about Psychoville.
Oh my fucking god! I am so fucking excited. I didn't know you knew about Psychoville.
Yeah.
Do you know about League of Gentlemen?
No, I haven't seen League of Gentlemen. I know that's what they did.
Have you seen Inside Number 9?
Yes, I watched Inside Number 9.
You need to go back and watch League of Gentlemen because that's where Reese and Steve started, and
Steve
it's
Pemberton,
so
that's it. Yeah.
fucking good.
So I can never remember who's who. Reece Shearsmith is the I want to say shorter guy, the darker hair.
Dark hair.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
He's like, it looks eternally grumpy.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, these two guys, several shows where they basically Mike Myers it, they Eddie Murphy it. They play a whole bunch of characters each in these shows, except for Inside Number 9. That's because that's an anthology show more than anything, where each show is not related to the previous.
Yeah. Yes. Apart from that one episode.
Oh, you're gonna have to remind me then.
There was that one episode where it looked like it was going a place, and then suddenly one of the characters from Psychoville showed up.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That was awesome. But no, they've done the same thing in League of Gentlemen, where they play a lot of different characters. The difference with League of Gentlemen is it's Reese and Steve plus Mark Gatiss. So
I'd have to see him to know who he is.
Did you ever watch the BBC Sherlock?
No. Mark Gatiss, you said?
Yeah. Gatiss.
SS. Okay, I don't recognize him. No. Yeah, don't know him. I do recognize him from the BBC's Sherlock, though. So, even though I saw the first episode of Sherlock, and that's it. If Steve Zahn was in it, I would give it a happy octopus. Because it was fine. I just didn't continue watching it.
Oh, Mark was also in an episode of Psychoville. So do you remember that one episode where it's like all one shot?
Oh, the one shot episode. Let me think here. No, I hardly remember Ted Lasso, rather than something that was 10 years ago.
Jesus, was it that long?
I reckon it was, yeah.
Must have been 2000.
Oh, well over 10 years. I've lived in this house for 11. Yeah,
Yeah,
Psychoville
that's-
is old now.
I remember when that started.
If
2009. What the fuck?
I was going to say, if Psychoville came out today and we watched it back then, it would be like the time difference of the 1970s. That's not true.
No!
That's a lie.
Oh,
I
it's
was-
almost as bad as. Did you ever watch Life on Mars?
No, I didn't. Which I
So
probably
Life on Mars
should.
was a really good cop show where basically with John Sim, Philip Lannister, but John Sim is a policeman in. This is 2006 at the time.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
policeman in the modern day gets hit by a car and gets sent back to 1973.
yeah.
So like 33 years, and I'm like, we're almost actually
Yeah.
the different. Oh, it's horrific. It's like it would be in the 2000s. It would be in the 90s. No.
Well, it's like, isn't it? It's the same with Back to the Future. He goes back in time from the 80s to the 50s.
Mhm.
If he went back in time from today, it would be the 90s.
Yeah,
That does not make sense. Does not compute. It's not.
it's horrific.
Mm.
How dare
Yep.
time be linear?
Yeah, there you go. Well, we know it's not. It's a bunch of timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
Physicists are saying time does not exist.
Physicists are saying time does not exist, yes. Was it physicists or just scientists in general? All scientists?
I think it was all scientists, but I have Paul in my head going, physicists are saying
Yes.
that time does not exist.
How dare they? All right. So I think I've watched a lot more British stuff, or let's say UK stuff, than you realise.
I think so. I'm quite impressed that you know Psychoville. Because
yeah.
of the three things, I would say that's probably the least known. In fact, it's the only one you've seen.
No, Inside Number 9.
Oh, no, yeah. Inside Number 9, right enough.
Was there any carryover characters from League of Gentlemen that went into Psychoville?
Not that I remember, no. I think that was a totally separate series.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I think League of Gentlemen was a bit too weird. But it's definitely too weird for Inside Number 9, I think.
Okay. When you say too weird, are we talking like a Noel Fielding weird, or not that?
Probably
super
close.
weird?
Probably close to that.
Really?
Like not exactly, but then not far off.
Okay. All right.
It's been a while since I watched it, but I did go to see their live show, and it was so good. And every year they had so they have a box set of DVDs that came out that was their live show at Drury Lane, the movie League of Gentlemen's Apocalypse, which love that movie, and I suppose it was a Christmas show, but it turned in, like the second half of the show is a panto with the characters as the cat. Oh,
What?
so
Okay, we've got some. What's it called? I've forgotten what our own segment is called. Cultural exchange. That's what it is. What exactly is a panto? Because we don't have that shit.
you don't have pantomimes.
Is it? Okay, in my head, it's just people walking around on stage not talking.
So kind of like
Or is there like a voiceover track and they're acting to it?
no, pantomime is like overly exaggerated. It's probably best well known as a Christmas show.
Yeah, yeah.
So most common example there's usually a dame, which is a man in drag.
Okay.
There's usually like I'm trying to think of the things that make a pantomime.
So
Call and
basically,
response.
it's an over-the-top show on around the holidays.
Yeah,
Is it a
Yeah.
live show or is it something that's recorded for television?
can be recorded for television, but it's a thing you go to see live, really.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So if it's on television, it's like if they've recorded something at the comedy festival and then played it.
Exactly. It's never recorded for television. It's a recording of a performance.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I would enjoy it.
No, it's something it's one of these cultural staples, I think. It's not the kind of thing so my dad's birthday is the 22nd of December. So usually when we were kids, that's what we do on my dad's birthday, is we'd go to the pantomime. Which I liked because we got a big box of sweets.
It's the only reason to do anything.
Yeah.
As long as
and
they're not
one
those
of the-
Iron Brew flavored ones that are, those, no.
like a box of Celebrations or Heroes or something.
Ooh, yeah.
And the pantomime we usually go to, which for anybody who knows Scotland, Edinburgh, is usually the one at the Playhouse. Or was it the King's?
Not
Maybe
at the
it was King's.
Armadillo?
No, not at the Armadillo, because it was in Edinburgh, not Glasgow.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Whichever one it was the one that Grant Stott was in. And Grant Stott, for non-Edinburgh listeners,
Yep.
is a radio DJ here who's beloved.
When you say radio DJ, do you mean like, and we got this next track coming up for you, and it's such and such by the Beastie Boys, or is it, I'm a wicked, wicked DJ?
The first one.
Okay. Yep.
The first one. So our beloved radio DJs here would be Grant Stott, Boogie. There used to be Boogie and Dingo, and I miss Dingo.
Okay,
Dingo
so
Dave.
For those in Western Australia, then, we're talking, oh no. I thought I could pull this name out, but it is gone from my head. Nathan from Nova 937. Like Nathan for those in WA.
Ooh, I don't know. But I remember that Boogie's from Edinburgh and Dingo's...
Dingoes are from
I'm sure
Australia.
Dingo was Australia. Yeah, it was definitely from Australia.
Yep.
But
With a name like Dingo.
yeah, Dingo Dave. But it was there for ages, and he used to him and Boogie used to have a show on Saturday, and it was great. But those guys are the ones that we love and miss.
Okay.
So he was usually the Grant Stott was usually the pantomime villain.
All right.
But yeah, it was all right. It's not something I'm ever like, oh, I missed the panto, I'll go back.
Yeah. I thought you meant, I missed it. Darn. You mean
No,
you
we always
don't
end
miss
up
it?
going.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but my cousin's kids, who are now 9 and 7, are now at the age where my auntie, their grandma's taking them to shows.
Mhm.
And it's dead funny because the youngest, Finlay, is very much like me in the sense that he hates the idea of doing anything. So before they go, he's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to be here. And then he'll sit and he'll sing along. And then during the break, he'll be like, I don't want to be here.
I like this Finley child.
Finley's great like that. He's just very much knows his own mind.
Finley knows the score.
Finley knows the score. Cameron's more a go with the flow child.
Go
So
with the flow child. That sounds weird. Go with the flow child. It's almost like you're calling them a flow child, which sounds like yeah. All right. So we were talking about life on Mars. How much did it have to do with David Bowie, if anything at all?
David Bowie songs featured a lot.
Okay. And wasn't there like a spin-off series or another serise which was named after another Bowie song?
There was Ashes to Ashes.
Ashes to Ashes. Okay. I've
which
looked
was
into
set
it all
in the
before.
80s.
Yeah.
And I think I loved Ashes to Ashes more than I loved Life on Mars. But I think, without bias, I think Life on Mars is probably the better series.
Okay.
I love Ashes to Ashes more, and I think that's because I watched all of Life on Mars after the series finished. So I just binged the whole thing.
Yeah.
Whereas Ashes to Ashes, I watched week to week.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I really loved that.
Okay. Are there any sad clowns with giant pointy hats with reverse negative skies in Ashes to Ashes, like the video clip?
There is.
I had a feeling there would be.
Not after the first series, but in the first series there is that, and it's kind of like, who the fuck is this guy?
Okay.
Clown who was played by a man called Andrew Clover, who was at the Fringe that year, and I went to see.
Oh, really? Comedian?
Yeah, he wasn't doing a clown show.
Yeah, but is he a comedian, or was he doing? I don't know.
It's been a long time. He'd written a book. He'd written like a funny sort of parenting book thing, and it was about that.
All right.
So
at the Fringe, is there ever anything? Is there other stuff that isn't usually comedy related, or is it usually all?
Oh my god,
related?
there's everything.
Oh really?
It's most known as a comedy festival because of the awards are specifically for comedy, and the stuff that's come out and become famous is comedy. But no, there's literally everything.
All right. So there might be
you will find something you want to see at the Fringe.
There could be like Shakespeare productions and things like that.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
There's ballet, there's dance, there's singing, there's concerts.
I guess at the Perth Fringe there's probably other stuff as well. But yeah, I think it's in anything I'm interested in is always just the comedy aspect.
Yeah, I think for us, because we have the Perrier Award, which is
Sparkling water?
yeah,
Okay.
and usually the people who win that go on to be big. For example, the League of Gentlemen.
Oh, wow. Okay. See, in the Perth Fringe, usually what happens is you're a magical lizard that comes to the inaugural Perth Fringe Festival, and your reviews are mediocre at best. And we are, of course, talking about our friend Piff the Magic Dragon.
Perth.
But that was in 2011. That was in 2011. 2011.
So that would have been about the time that he done Fool Us.
Fool Us, yeah. That's why it wasn't quite on my radar. I'd seen him on Fool Us and was already in love, but then there was nothing until he appeared on AGT.
Yeah. My cousin had an argument when I came back from Vegas about Piff, and he was like, no, he was on Britain's Got Talent first. And I'm like,
Cool.
I've met Piff.
Yeah.
I've spoken to Piff. I know what order he done things in.
Yeah. You're about to do a podcast with the official comic artist of Piff the Magic Dragon comic.
Exactly. My podcast host is considered family. So thank you very much.
Yeah, at the time it was future podcast host.
Yeah. But if I ever have that argument again, I can say current podcast host.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay. I didn't start the timer, so I don't know how deep we are into this, but the timer is currently saying 42 minutes. So
wow. Because I've still got more to talk about Ted Lasso, because I've never really talked about that much, and I'm emotionally just...
We'll come back to Ted Lasso next episode, but we need to finish up this cultural exchange quickly. So there was a word that was said on Taskmaster by the Scottish contestant Fern Brady. They said the word pumpy.
Uh-huh.
And
in what context?
Exactly. Apparently it's got two meanings.
What was, like, I can't imagine that she just said the word pumpy.
No, so they walked into the lab and there was a smell.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly.
And referred to it as being pumpy.
Yeah.
So is that just a bad... Because they were describing it as two separate things. And I'm very confused about what may or may not have been going on in this small room on Taskmaster.
Okay, that's one of these things I know exactly what she was talking about, and I know exactly, I can smell it.
Oh God, I'm scared now.
Right, so I'm laughing mostly because that's an incredibly childish term. And I'm not, like, it's the kind of thing you would hear in, like, primary school.
Yep.
It's the kind of thing my little cousins would say.
Yep.
Okay? So a pump is a fart.
Yes, yep. We got that much.
She just said, she's literally just saying the room smells like farts.
Okay, cool. What about the second use of the word?
In my head, I'm hearing, like, it would usually be put together with, I hate the fact that I'm going to say this, okay, because I hate the way it sounds. I hate the words that are going to come out of my mouth.
I don't know how to put this either, so...
Rumpy pumpy.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only example I could think of.
Yeah.
But they didn't say rumpy pumpy on Taskmaster. I think they referred to it as having a go at it or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. But on Ghosts, Julian has used that phrase.
Rumpy pumpy
in
or just pumpy?
In regards to how he died. Get drunk, bit of rumpy pumpy.
Yeah.
And then off you go.
Okay, cool. So I guess I should have realized that pumpy is half of rumpy pumpy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And thus concludes cultural exchange for this episode. I didn't contribute anything to it, did I?
You brought the words to the table. I'm quite glad I could actually answer this time, because sometimes you ask me stuff and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah,
last time it wasn't even Scottish, so that was on whoever's license plate. Now that I think about it, it was Warlass, which is something like, it must have been given to them by their partner, which seems a bit controlling, doesn't it? If it's like my girl, my partner, my wife.
Maybe their surname's Warless.
Maybe. Yeah, who knows? I've done enough thinking on this. I never want to think of that license plate ever again. But oh look, it's this episode. It's time for 5 words that sound cool when spoken by Brogan Hastings.
Bamboozled. Shenanigans. Pumpernickel. Imbecile. Kerfuffle.
I have notes on the second last one. Would have pronounced
Do you say
it
imbecile?
imbecile. I may have said.
Ooh.
I
I
think-
swithered between saying imbecile or imbecile.
see.
Uh,
If I was saying
imbecile is when I think you're really stupid, though.
if I was saying it in conversation, I was like, "Oh, there was this fucking imbecile. You fucking
no.
imbecile." It sounds a bit more insulting that way. That's all.
So you use that in the same way that I would say imbecile.
Yeah, it sounds like you're talking about an
General
aquatic
idiot is
mammal.
imbecile. Yeah. General idiot is imbecile. Higher level of idiot is imbecile or imbecile.
Hang on, wait. Say that again. You're saying the same word for different meanings? What's a regular idiot?
Technically, right, okay, it's the same, it all means idiot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm saying if I just say fucking imbecile, idiot,
Yep.
you absolute fucking imbecile. Higher level of idiot. You've really fucked up.
Oh, because you've added absolute and fucking to it.
Oh, no, because of the way I pronounced imbecile.
Okay.
So even if I just go imbecile, I usually pronounce it, say it in a weird voice or something like that.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking imbecile is, to me, yeah, it sounds a bit, because it's
It
more
sounds posher.
pronounced. Yeah, it's more pronounced. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if I'm pissed off, if I'm angry, if I say, "Oh, you're a fucking idiot," that's just like off the cuff. But if I said,
Yeah.
"You fucking fool," then it's, Yeah.
You fool!
if I've pronounced the G, then you know it's fucking serious. You know it's fucking serious.
Yeah. With me, it's usually bad if I call you something that's not swearing. You absolute fucking pencil case is my
Okay.
favourite.
I saw a good one. That's right. Someone called someone else a wet wipe. You absolute wet wipe. I thought that was a good one as well.
I like calling people just innocuous items. Just
Yeah.
it's
It-
funnier.
It makes me think of naming pets. When it's a dog, it's pretty simple. Oh, what's your dog's name? Oh, his name is Woofy or Rolo. And it's like, because it's a good dog's name. So, oh, what's your cat's name? Lord Fluffington Dumpsterbutt or something like that. Something stupid.
Yeah.
It's 2 different levels, whereas dogs are cute and cuddly, and cats are just maniacs. Not a bad
Fair
thing.
enough.
Not a bad thing. Just saying.
No.
All right, we've got something to talk about here. Actually, no. Have you thought of 2 truths and a lie? Have you
I
come
haven't. No. I can't multitask. We'll save
Okay.
that for next episode.
up? All right. Well, on that cliffhanger, folks, we're going into accent challenge. I haven't got any music for this one. This will have to be added in post. But I was looking at my little button machine, nothing to push. But we currently have an accent challenge. Still got 23 hours left to vote on. So by the time you're hearing this, it's over, and it's a close one. It is the whatever it was about clothes, and there's a cane out the back or something. I don't remember what it was, but it's from Winter Scoop, I believe, if I recall correctly. The voting, there's 1 vote in it. Brogan is leading by 1 vote with 23 hours left.
I forgot you'd put the challenge up.
Oh, yeah. I put it up way late because I was ill and I totally forgot.
You were ill.
I think I put it up the day that the last episode dropped. The one, what was that one called again? I believe it was called...
Hey, buddy, nice podcast.
That's right. By Pendulette. I was going to say with Pendulette. That would be something good. That would help our download numbers a bit now, wouldn't it? So sorry if you downloaded last episode thinking that Pendulette was actually on the podcast. That was not meant to be misleading. You can see the little dash in the title card. It's meant to be a quote. That's all it is. So don't yell at us for that. But anyway, no point telling you to go vote, but you can always vote on accent challenges on Twitter. This one, though, it doesn't really have voting because we're going to be doing a BuzzFeed quiz today. It's not really a BuzzFeed quiz. It's about how words are pronounced. I mean, we went into that pretty good from Imbecile, didn't we? Didn't even realize.
Nice segue.
All right, so I'm not going to share the screen or anything. I'm going to... So first question, for example, it says, what do you call a sweetened carbonated beverage? Do you want me to give you multiple choice, or are you just going to say what you call it?
I can say what I call it, juice. Or fizzy juice, if that's not an option.
Wow, yeah, that is not an option. I call it a soft drink.
I would know what you meant if you said a soft drink,
Yeah.
but... And
Just
we
like-
call it that on menus, but that's not what I would say. Like, if you say, oh, I'm just grabbing a juice.
Yeah, like the options given, there was soda, pop, soft drink, Coke. Like, who's calling them all Coke? It's like calling every video game a Nintendo. Fizzy drink
Yeah.
is there, soda pop, and other. But juice, I've not actually heard anyone refer to it as juice. See, juice to me is not carbonated. Juice is a flat beverage.
Juice
from
is anything
fruit.
to me that's not water.
Yeah, wow.
Or
Oh.
that's not water or alcoholic.
Well, let's see. According to the results, 50% of people who have taken this quiz call it soda. So Americans.
Yeah.
Number 2, what do you call gym shoes? That's GYM, not Lord Mr. Doctor.
I'm sure we used to call them something when I was actually in primary school, but I think they're just meaning like trainers.
Okay, so you say trainers. That is an option there. I would call
Yeah.
them probably sneakers, I think. Options are gym shoes, tennis shoes, sneakers, runners, trainers, joggers, kicks, or other. So
Yeah. Because there used to be, there's a kind of thing that is a type of shoe that is specifically for little kids doing PE class.
yeah. See, the
I'm
top
not sure if they
answer.
meant that, but if they mean regular just trainer stuff, it's trainers.
Top answer was tennis shoes. I don't get that. I would never.
Very American.
And then sneakers. So kicks only got 1% of the vote. What do you call the device that turns the channel on the TV?
Digi.
Excuse me? A baking powder? What was that?
We call it a digi.
Okay, see, to me, a digi is like a didgeridoo or something.
I thought you were going to say Digimon.
Digital monsters, yes.
Yeah.
A
I think we
digi.
might be the only people who say digi.
Have you got some etymology of that word for me there? How is it derived? Or you're just not sure?
I think it's from digital remote.
Okay, yep. Now, would that be just like your family specifically, or?
I think it's a Scottish thing.
Okay, all right, that's fine. I would go with controller because you got remote control, controller, clicker, channel changer,
Probably
zapper.
remote would
Yeah, you're
be
right.
closer.
Where's the remote? Yeah, I'd say remote. Controller is more for video games, but because
Yeah.
who the fuck watches terrestrial TV nowadays? I control most of my TV with a PlayStation remote.
It's
I mean,
usually
controller.
where's the
Oh my
remote? I need
God.
to turn off the TV.
Yes, yeah. So top answer for that is definitely remote, 70%. Let's see, Digi, not even there. Although one guy in Arkansas does call it a Digimon. Number 4, what do you call the wheeled contraption used to carry groceries at the supermarket?
Trolley.
Trolley, yes, trolley fam. That is
Yep.
it. There's also buggy, shopping cart, grocery cart, trolley. It was very hard in America not to call it a trolley in public because I don't think it's very common.
I would still say it. Just freak the Americans out.
I refer to them as shopping carts in America, which is the top answer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've got... Well, we'll see. What do you call the bug, the insect, that rolls into a ball when you touch it?
We don't have them, but in my head, pill bug.
I like the term pill bug because of Animal Crossing. That's what they're called.
I think that's where I heard it.
But I also like roly-poly because roly-poly and pill bug...
That what do they mean when they say a roly-poly?
I think, yeah, so you got those two, which I like, but I don't call it that. I also don't call it a potato bug or a water bug, which are other options. We call them slaters, slater bugs.
Ooh. Slaters is a tailor here.
Oh, they make fine clothing, do they?
Fine clothing for insects.
Yes. Fine clothing for roly-polies, which was the top answer. 24% of people said, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm glad that was an option.
Yeah.
This
'Cause
one's
that would probably be me.
Yeah. This one's a hard one but you would have got it from the context clues of what the options were.
Probably if I didn't have the answers there, I probably would have went, I don't know. But
Yeah. All right. This one's hard. This one's, how would you address a group of people?
in what sense?
So the options
Like-
they've given, you guys, y'all, you all, yins, youse, or other.
Youse isn't youse, it's use.
Use. Okay.
That's probably.
Yep, you'll be right on that.
But I would probably
Use
use
would be
any
right
of
on
them.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I approached a group of people, I think I try not to say anything. I'd just be like, hey, I think guys
well-
is a common one as well.
Hey guys, what you doing?
Yeah, I guess
No.
in that, what are you doing? What are you guys doing? Yeah, it's a hard one. I don't think I say it, but the
I
top
use
answer,
y'all a lot when I'm typing.
yeah, which seems a bit like appropriation there, Brogan.
I've been doing it since I was
Knee
What?
high to a pillbug.
14. I've been doing it since I was 14. It's too hard of a habit to break down. I
Yeah,
think I
okay.
did it ironically at first.
Yeah.
And now I can't stop.
The top answer is you guys. No one says yins. I don't even know what that is. Y-I-N-Z. Z. Okay, what do you call your grandfather?
On my mum's side, grandpa. On my dad's side, granddad.
Okay. It's as young children, it was Papa and then Pop. So the most common is grandpa, which,
Oh, really?
yeah, it was surprising.
That's very surprising considering how fucking hard it is to find a Father's Day card that says grandpa.
Oh,
Or a
yes.
birthday card or any card that says grandpa.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you get a blank card. That's what they're there for. Hallmark knows the score. And
Well, if grandpa's a popular phrase, clearly the next time I'm in Vegas, I'm just going to have to go into the nearest Walmart and just buy all the cards that say
yeah,
grandpa.
buy them in bulk.
Yeah.
And on the flip side of that, what do you call your mother's mother? Or your father's mother? Or both?
Mum's mum was grandma and dad's mum was granny.
Yep. They're both options there. So,
Yeah.
based on what I said, being Popper as a child and Pop, what would you say for my grandmother would be?
I want to say mama and...
Nah.
But that sounds wrong.
See, Nan and Nana, they don't seem like they're very common vernacular outside of Australia to me. I don't know how true or accurate that is.
No, I think it's probably up there in the terms used here.
Okay. So you got grandma as the top answer. Other unpopular answers include gran, nonna, and is it yaya? Y-I-A?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. All right. What do you call the insect whose butt lights up?
Firefly.
Firefly. Yep. Firefly is what I call it up until about 4 years ago, when I
Uh-huh.
exclusively now only refer to them as lightning bugs.
Ooh, I like that term.
Lightning bug is a lot better, and I got that from Penn Jillette.
Yeah.
But fireflies is way up there, 66% of the vote. All right, now, is it a ladybug or a ladybird? That you call it, not what is it.
I use both interchangeably.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's just whatever comes out first. I would say ladybug or ladybird, and it's not. I don't think, oh shit, wrong one.
I think it's stupid, and I'm calling out anyone who says ladybird as stupid, because it's clearly a bug. It's not a bird.
I know.
So 14% of people are stupid. Okay.
I haven't seen a ladybug in a while, but probably ladybug is what I would say first.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But I think the little poem thing is ladybird, ladybird, where are your children or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I think I have vague memories of like kids' books.
Yeah.
And when there's been a ladybug, it's been ladybird.
Yeah. All right. How do you pronounce this word? Spelt W-A-T-E-R. This has come up before.
War.
War.
That's can I have a glass of water? See,
Yeah,
now,
I know.
It's one of these things when you start thinking about it. I don't drink enough water.
Yeah, I need to get a water bottle. Water. It's very... I don't know. Is that a soft or a hard A at the end? It's if I say water.
Probably a hard A
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
Soft A in the middle.
Yeah. Or to R. Yeah, water. But I can't even pronounce these options. You got Oh, you got the way that Piff says it, making fun of Americans, which is water. There's water again. Oh, water, water.
You know you can share the screen.
No, wooder. Who says wooder? Wooder. Can I have a glass of wooder? No. The answers are 38% of people say water. There's clearly a T in it. And an R, I guess, but I don't say the R. What do you call the thing which you might drink water in at school or from at school? If you're filling up your bottle, if you're leaning over and drinking from it.
Probably just a bottle.
No. This is a machine.
Shit. Fountain. Water
Yeah,
fountain.
I would just call it a water fountain or drinking fountain, one or the other.
Yeah.
Even though bubbler is a common term. And on work sites, they're only referred to as bubblers.
I feel like that would be slightly different because the ones I'm imagining are like the things on the wall.
Yeah.
Whereas, which is different from a water cooler.
Oh yeah, water cooler has got the big jug thing that you put on, blue thing that you put on top, filled with water.
Which you can see the bubbles on, so that makes sense. It would be a bubbler.
Yeah, got ya. Yep. No, I think a drink fountain or water fountain for me, and water fountain is 74% of the vote. Now, what do you call a long narrow board which pivots in the middle so that as one end goes up, the other goes down, usually with a child on either end?
Oh, seesaw.
Seesaw, yeah. Fuck tater-totters.
That's it. It's too close to tater tots.
Yes, yeah.
It's a potato thing in America.
Yep. All right. How do you pronounce this word?
Pecan.
Pecan. Yep. Pecan pie. 100%. No, 52% people. So that's pretty even spread.
Pecan's very American, I suppose.
Yep. And how do you pronounce your mother's sister?
Aunt. So probably the bottom one.
No, that's aunt. Aunt.
Aunt.
You're,
I think that's more to do with the Scottish accent rather than...
I think you're like halfway between aunt and aunt.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Aunt.
You sound more like that you're pronouncing it with the U in there.
Yeah.
Which is...
Auntie Maureen. So,
Yeah, so auntie, not auntie. Auntie for me. And what that said, how do you pronounce camel?
Caramel. It's probably the first one.
Oh, your Mel is pronounced caramel. Caramel. The top answer is one of those. I don't know how any of those are pronounced. Here's one. Okay, I'm going to change this one. Let's say it's got an R at the end of the word, and it is the thing that is for your internet.
Yeah, probably. Router.
No, it's a router. It's a router, 100%.
Again, I think that's just because I'm Scottish.
No, it's. I notice it. I know that it's a UK thing because everyone from the UK calls it a router, which in Australia that's very, very different, right? Like I can't remember who the comedian. I want to say it was one of the Wills. What's his name? Not Will. Not the host. Oh shit, I can't remember his name.
Will Arnett.
No, Aussie. But he was in a store in Canada called Roots, right? And there's a section for children's clothing that says Roots Kids, which is a very, very different thing if you're saying that in Australia. Because rooting is like a bit of the rumpy-pumpy.
Ah.
Yes.
Yikes.
And I don't know what that is either. Do you know what that is? GPOY? Gapoy?
I do. It stands for Generous Pictures of Yourself.
Generous pictures of yourself?
Yeah. That's a very, very old term. I never liked using it.
Yeah.
It was basically the original mood.
Okay, yep. And look, we'll end on that one, but I've got one that I want to add. Do you say LOL or do you say LOL?
LOL.
Yeah, LOL is the way. And look, we already know the answer. There's a hard G versus a soft G.
I say GIF, just because I always have.
If in the explanation of saying how do you pronounce it, they have a J in it, or it's pronounced the way it's spelled, surely with a G, GIF.
I know what it stands for, and I know that, I know why people say use both, but I've always said GIF. I've said GIF too long to not say it.
Yeah, all right. Just because the creator of the graphic interface thing, whatever it is, I forget what it stands for, Okay, I've got this news. Hang on. Beep, 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 beep. News coming in. Louis has a music video dropping at 10 p.m. tonight, and that is in 45 minutes. Whoa. So on that note, I guess it's time we wrap this up. Look, that was... We resorted to this accent challenge because we had no other accent challenges to do. So, look... Send us in some accent challenges. We want to do your accent challenges or any other challenges. They can be weird quizzes like that as well. We don't care. Look, just send them to us at admin@nicepodbud.com or go to the website nicepodbud.com, and on the top of the website there's a little button that says, what does it say? Contact? Yeah, you click on that. Yeah. You can send us an email. But you can also talk to us on Twitter, Facebook, all that, at nicepodbud. Or you can talk to Brogan directly at 7 Billion Needles.
And you can talk to Wayne directly at Wayne Geo.
And who's some other people you can talk to? I guess you can talk to lots of fake people on Twitter at the moment, can't you? All those fake blue checks.
I suppose. I mean, we're not leaving Twitter as far as I'm aware. I'm not.
Oh yeah, I think you said something along the lines of "from my cold dead hands."
Yeah, they will pry Twitter and Tumblr from my cold dead hands.
And on that note, thanks for stopping by and having a listen.
And as always, stay fresh, cheese bags.